If you've ever dreamed of stepping off your back porch, walking down to your own dock, and boating across 13 connected lakes without ever loading a trailer, this is the place. I'm Ryan Solberg with MaxLife Realty, and today we're touring the Butler Chain of Lakes, the most exclusive freshwater address in all of Central Florida. It sits in Windermere, just southwest of Orlando, and it's not one community. It's a lake system, 5,000 acres of navigable water that touches Isleworth, Keens Point, the reserve at Lake Butler Sound, and the historic town of Windermere. Let's get into what makes life on the chain so special. So, how does a chain of lakes even come together? The Butler chain was carved by karst topography, limestone dissolving over thousands of years until sinkholes filled with water and connected into the 13 lake system you see today. People have been boating these waters since the 1950s, but here's the number that matters most for water quality. Back in 1985, the state of Florida named the Butler Chain the very first lake system in the entire state to earn outstanding Florida water status. That's the highest environmental classification there is, and the chain still holds it more than 40 years later. It's clean, it's protected, and it's the reason this water looks the way it does. Let's talk about the lakes themselves, because the scale here is genuinely impressive. There are 13 named lakes, and the big three carry the whole chain. Lake Butler is the crown jewel at roughly 1,665 acres, deep, wide, and lined with the highest trading estates in Central Florida. Lake Tibet Butler is the geographic heart at about 1,160 acres, and it's the connector that links everything together. Lake Down, up north, next to the town of Windermere, comes in around 870 acres. Then you step down through Sheen, Chase, Louise, Isleworth, and the little jewels like Pocket Lake and Fish Lake. Each one has its own personality. Now here's the part that makes the Butler chain truly rare. 32 navigable canals stitch all 13 lakes together into roughly 11 plus miles of continuous waterway. That means you can leave your dock on Lake Butler and cruise all the way down to Fish Lake without ever trailering your boat. The big lakes, Butler, Tibet Butler, and Down, handle 30 to 40-foot cruisers comfortably. The smaller lakes are pontoon and ski boat territory. The connecting canals are the limiting factor, and they're all idle speed. So most folks run a 22 to 28-foot pontoon or a wake surf boat. That's the sweet spot for entertaining and getting chain wide. The lifestyle here is dock-based. Sunset cruises, dockside dinners, and boat-to-boat socializing. So, who lives on the chain and where? Start at the very top with Isleworth. 600 acres, invitation only, an Arnold Palmer designed championship course, and 24-hour private security. That's the old money gold standard, with past residents like Tiger Woods, Shaquille O'Neal, and Ken Griffey Jr. Right alongside it is Keens Point on Lake Tibet Butler, a Jack Nicklaus signature course, family oriented, and actively accepting members. That's the accessible luxury alternative. Then there's the reserve at Lake Butler Sound. Just 48 custom estates on 1 to 10 acre lots. Pure privacy with no club structure. And don't forget Bay Hill, home of the Arnold Palmer Invitational every March, fronting Lake Tibet Butler. Let's talk waterfront homes. The chain has been building out steadily since the late 1980s, and you'll see four distinct eras. The original Isleworth and Bay Hill estates are Mediterranean revival, stucco, barrel tile roofs, columned entries on lots running 1 to 7 acres. Then came the Keens Point build-out in the 90s, and 2000s with bigger floor plans. After that, transitional estates in the reserve, and now true modern lakefront. Clean lines, floor-to-ceiling glass. Square footage runs anywhere from 3,500 to over 10,000 feet. Pools are universal above $1 million, and lakefront docks with lifts are standard, typically costing 8 to 20,000 to build. The chain is essentially built out, so today's new homes are tear-down rebuilds. Now, a buyer tip, and this is the one that catches people off guard. The Butler chain is protected and it is patrolled. Because it's outstanding Florida waters, there are stricter dock permit and shoreline rules than you'll find on an ordinary lake. The whole chain falls under the Windermere Water Navigation Control District, created in 1988. Their so-called Butler Patrol pulls officers from FWC, Florida Park Patrol, and the Orange County Sheriff. And yes, they write tickets. There's also Wazen Bay, which is entirely no wake to protect Bird Island, a wildlife rookery managed by the Florida Audubon Society since 1958. And one more thing, before you close on any lakefront home, request the current water quality reports because periodic seasonal algae blooms do happen. Know the shoreline before you sign. Here's something most buyers never get to see, the wildlife. This isn't a manicured pond, it's a living ecosystem right off your dock. Bird Island in Wazen Bay has been a protected rookery since 1958, with nesting herons, egrets, wood storks, and osprey. Anchor 150 feet off the southern point at sunrise with a pair of binoculars and you'll see all of it at once. The chain is also one of Central Florida's top largemouth bass fisheries. Fish Lake and Pocket Lake at dawn are the local secret. You'll spot nesting osprey and bald eagles on Butler and Tibet Butler, occasional winter manatees drifting through the channels, and yes, resident alligators on every lake. So respect the shoreline. And the location, you truly get the best of both worlds. From the Butler chain, you're about 20 to 25 minutes from the Walt Disney World main gate, 15 minutes to Universal, and only 35 to 40 minutes from Orlando International Airport. Dr. Phillips and Restaurant Row are 15 to 20 minutes south. So you've got celebrity level lake privacy and exclusivity, but you're still right in the heart of everything that makes Orlando, Orlando. That combination, no state income tax, private gates, world-class boating, and theme park proximity, is exactly why this chain has drawn pro athletes, executives, and second home buyers for decades. So, if the Butler chain is calling your name, whether you want a trophy estate on Lake Butler, a family home in Keens Point, or your first dockable lakefront in Windermere, let's talk. This is my specialty. I know the lakes, I know the communities, I know which shorelines hold deep water and which docks actually clear the canals, and I know the off-market estates that never hit the public feed. Call or text me, Ryan Solberg with MaxLife Realty, directly at 321-373-3536, and head over to maxliferealty.com/butler-chain-of-lakes to explore every lake, every community, and live waterfront listings. I'd love to help you find your spot on the chain.